Hi, everyone. It's Brittany, and welcome to another episode of One Hot Mess. All right, guys, please excuse the voice. I have been sick, but I was like, I've got to record an episode today because it's been a while. But today we're going to be talking about some ways that fear takes over and robs us of the life that we were born to live. When time seems abundant, we all tend to get complacent and play it safe. When we feel we have years ahead of us and plenty of time at our disposal, we have a penchant for waiting for another day to go after our dreams and aspirations. And oftentimes, it's only when we are faced with the nature of life that we finally decide to claim that which fear tends to make us shy away from. In a lot of cases, we're forced to evaluate how to spend our remaining days on earth. And it is under this lens that the pursuit of the once impossible now seems possible, and more importantly, necessary. In reality, we have never had anything to lose. The end game is always the same. We run out of time on earth, and with it, regret makes an appearance. Regret at not what we did in this life, but instead that which we failed to do. Fear is often the thing that keeps us from fully pursuing our greatest dreams, and it's our failure to face fear that keeps us imprisoned in a riskless life that is devoid of excitement. So let's go over 6 ways that fear takes over and robs us of the life that we are born to live. Number 1, we tell ourselves we can't because in reality, we won't pursue our dreams. We tell ourselves stories about why we can't do something as opposed to seeing that we must do everything that makes our hearts race just a little bit faster. Number 2, we convince ourselves that we have everything to lose, but the truth is the opposite. Each of us has been afforded the privilege of living this life. We are the divine expressing herself through us, and our fear inhibits that expression. When we come to understand that we are divinely guided and protected, we can neutralize our fear and recognize that the universe is rigged in our favor. When we live fearlessly, the universe supports our dreams, aspirations, and intentions. That is faith. This is knowing that each of us has been sent here to remind one another that there is absolutely nothing riding on this experience. The question then becomes, how bravely would you live if you knew you had nothing to lose? Number 3, we are consumed with a fear of failure. Failure isn't possible because no matter what we choose, we like to label things as good or bad. These are simply expressions of our divine consciousness. We are taught to fear. This is not who we are. Fear as a mechanism is simply to keep us alerted to impending danger. And once the danger has been averted, fear no longer serves us. We, however, remain in the fear state throughout much of our life when evidence suggests that through the preponderance of our time here on earth, we have always been perfectly fine without a threat around us. Number 4, We don't allow ourselves to feel safe. Look around you now. I would venture to say that you are safe and protected while you are listening to this. I'm sure that there are those around us who would argue with this point. Some may feel that they have been in a constant danger with threats around every corner, thereby justifying their fear. And this is fine. Allow people to have their experience. For you, however, you know better. Deep down, you know that everything is okay. Not only okay, but pretty damn good. Number 5, we have a hard time believing things will go our way. And most of the time, believe it or not, things go our way. And if truth be told, things are always going our way, even if we don't have the perspective to fully see and realize it. Everything happening is for our greatest good. And when we make this subtle shift in our perspective, everything around us changes for the better. And number 6, we let fear manifest into our realities. Our true nature is that we are creators, and whatever we think and intend manifests into our physical reality. Many of us fear even this thought. We are so afraid of our thoughts that we fear that what we are thinking might manifest. So what does this tell us? We fear ourselves. We fear our thoughts. Our fear has become a highly contagious pandemic of sorts. Fear's purpose is to activate our fight or flight response. And when we fear our thoughts, we are left to either fight those fears or run from them altogether. So we begin wrestling, fighting, and doing battle with our minds when the entire time we have been the commander of those very thoughts. If we want to end the battle, we have to simply take control of our thought processes and change them. We are not victims. We are commanders. Okay, now let's go over 4 tips on how to change your thoughts for the better. So, number 1 is start with you. So, if you're struggling to kind of like relaunch your life, and you know that the only thing you have control of is basically the relationship between you and yourself. This realization probably happened when you were still young, and as you mature, it allowed you to take accountability for your actions and your future. So in order to change courses in your own life, start with the relationship between you and yourself. Be willing to own up to your role in your life choices. Only then you can create and cultivate change. The second thing, stop blaming everything and everyone else. It's time to stop relying on everything and everyone else outside of yourself to define you. In the end, you're responsible for your own actions and reactions. When you stop blaming where you are in life on outside influences, a shift happens. And over time, what's happening on your inside gets reflected in what's happening on the outside. And that's when transformation really begins. The third thing is recognize your place. It's important to note that while our life story does sometimes lead to resilience and empowerment, not everyone has the resources to get there. This means that in some cases, outside influences can impact your journey. Okay. So be humble and listen to the voices that don't look like you or come from where you come from. Open both your heart and your mind to their stories. We all still have so much to learn. It's a continuous conversation, but holding that space will guide you on your journey while honoring others. And the fourth, don't let your thoughts become your reality. Now, really think about this statement. Your reality tomorrow is what you're thinking today. Negative thoughts can become your reality if you let them, but you have the ability to change your thoughts. Be willing to interrupt the ones that no longer serve you. That's resilience and empowerment. Commit to the constant conversation with yourself. In this way, you can bring awareness into your everyday experience so that when you think of a negative thought or repetitive self-criticism, you can intercept it and pivot in a more positive direction. And explore your beliefs. We all have a handful of core beliefs, some of which are negative. Do any of these find their way to your thought pattern? Like, I'm not enough. I'm not worthy. No one is going to love me. These are just a few. Sorry. Okay. These are just a few of the destructive beliefs we can hold inside. And once you recognize them, you can implement exercises and practices that intercept those bad beliefs and actually change the course of your neurobiology. And that's because it's linked to your beliefs and thoughts. And when you work to cultivate a new biological landscape, you can literally alter your brain. And by taking the right steps today, you can change your thought patterns and core beliefs that are holding you back and alter your trajectory for the better. So sorry, guys, about my voice. I apologize. Hopefully, you can understand me, though. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. I greatly appreciate it. Please make sure to hit that follow button and share one hot mess with a friend. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Have a beautiful day.